Today, we're seeing one of the highest COVID-19 case counts ever in Illinois. More than 20,000 people testing positive today. The only day with more COVID cases was last Friday. That was Christmas Eve. The death toll also rising. 96 deaths in Illinois from COVID-19 today. That's the highest single-day number since February. It was around this time yesterday we got word from the CDC that they were downgrading the isolation and quarantine time for those with positive tests. With some time to think about it, some leading experts are now questioning what motivated that change. CBS 2's Chris Tye is live with why workforce shortages were very likely at play. Chris.
Brad, some medical experts say this move is short-sighted. Yes, it might help reduce the number of canceled and delayed flights in this country and may help some staffing issues in the short term, but it might have the opposite effect of making this wave of the virus linger longer.
Right now in Chicago, if you have a sniffle or a scratchy throat, you are more likely to have COVID than the common cold.
That's led to sick calls and staff shortages. From places like Dr. Emily Landon's hospital, to your kid's school, to the grocer down the block.
There's probably a lot of pressure on CDC to bring people back everywhere because a lot of other industries are experiencing exactly the same staffing shortages because people are really likely to have COVID.
Pressure that led to the CDC change-up Monday. Shortening isolation time after a positive COVID test from 10 days to isolation for 5 days, followed by wearing a well-fitting mask. The problem with that last part? History.
But in the past, when CDC recommended that certain populations wore masks and others didn't, that was a complete failure.
The failure by millions to follow that mask rule will likely create recurring cycles of sickness, she says, resulting in deeper long-term staff shortages, making the problem worse, not better.
If you bring people back to work faster, but they're contagious and they make other employees sick, you're just going to have more employees out.
In places like Chicago, where mask wearing is followed more closely than other parts of the country, the pinch may be less severe. She says the CDC likely felt the pressure to revise the rules from dozens of industries hemorrhaging.
I am continuously amazed at how often we put the economy first, forgetting that without people, we don't have much of an economy.
Dr. Landon says her recommendation would have been to move the isolation number from 10 to 7, not all the way from 10 to 5. She says also compounding this problem is the shortage of tests in this country, which she says is a reflection of the federal effort, which has largely been reactive and a little less so in the category of planning ahead properly. Live along the lakefront, Chris Tye, CBS 2 News.